Are you new to 3D printing and want to create your own unique designs, but don't have time for programs like Blender or other software out there? Well, don't worry. You don't need to be an expert to create awesome prints. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to combine two separate files, merge them into one unique design using your slicing software to create one amazing print. So a few weeks ago, I wanted to print a new wallet that I could take with me, but put in my front pocket or wherever. Just I wanted to print something small, but I didn't want to just print any wallet. I wanted to print this wallet, this awesome slim wallet with dragon scales that I found on the Maker World website. Because who doesn't want dragon scales on their wallet? Come on. But while I liked that wallet and that design, I thought it was missing something. And so after looking a little bit more, I found this other wallet that was also slim and had an AirTag holder attached to it. But I still wanted that dragon scale wallet. So what am I supposed to do? I haven't learned Blender yet. I haven't had the chance or the opportunity to get my hands dirty with that software yet. But there is a way to merge two types of files together using your current 3D slicing software, such as the Bambulab or the Orca Slicer, where you're able to combine two prints into one. So that's what I want to show you in this video, is how to combine those two types of files together to create one unique print without having to learn Blender. So before I go any further, a little disclaimer. If you plan on using this information to create prints or STL files to sell, this disclaimer applies to you. Otherwise, if you just want to create awesome prints for yourself, your family, and friends and not make money off of them, feel free to skip ahead. Obviously, before you do any type of modifying to any file, you want to make sure and check out what type of licensing that particular file has. If that file enables you to add edits and to sell or whatnot, then that's an awesome way to go. However, there are plenty of files out there where they are licensed for you not to make or produce or sell any types of that particular file. So you want to make sure that you are honest with all of this. And even though you might create one unique awesome print, definitely don't want to put it on an Etsy store or whatnot, unless that particular maker, that particular designer allows you to. So do the right thing. All right, so obviously the first thing we want to do is find the files that we want to combine. So here I have the Dragon Scale card wallet, and I also have the slim wallet with AirTag holder, but it might be a little difficult deciding or figuring out how to combine these. So after doing a little bit more looking around on the website, I found this slim Apple AirTag case that you basically print and put an AirTag into your wallet, into like a regular wallet. So this file is actually perfect for what I need, since that's all I want to do is just add an AirTag to the Dragon Scale wallet. This will probably be easier when it comes to creating and slicing and everything in the slicing program. So now that I found the files I'd like to combine, we're going to download the 3MF files into our slicer program. So the first thing we want to do now is remove the AirTag holder off of the design so that way we can add it to the Dragon Scale wallet. So there's many ways to do this, but the way that I'm going to show you is using the Mesh Boolean feature on the slicer. So on the plate with the AirTag holder, I'm going to right click on my mouse and add a primitive. I'm going to choose the disk for this example. You can't really see it when I do the right click. You can't really see the menu pop up, but that's basically what's happening is I'm right clicking and then adding the disk. So the next thing I want to do is scale the disk so that it's larger than the AirTag holder that I want to remove from that file. And you'll see why as we go into it. So after that, I'm going to raise up the Z-axis just a bit so that it's taller than the file. That way I can see exactly where I'm placing the disk. But the easiest way to do this is by centering
both of the files. So once I have the disk placed over the AirTag holder, I'm going to raise up the AirTag holder just to make sure it's centered correctly in the middle of the disk. But I'm going to right click on both of the objects. Again, you can't see the menu when I right click on the screen recording, but basically I'm right clicking and just selecting to center both objects onto the plate. And this is the easiest thing to do when it comes to aligning things together on the Slicer program. All right, so now that we have both items centered, we're going to right click and we're going to merge or assemble the objects together. This combines the files and allows you to raise the objects up and down without them falling back onto the plate like we saw before. All right, so now that I have the disk and the AirTag circle where I want them to be, I'm going to do the Mesh Boolean option at the top, select that. And again, there's many ways to do this, but here I'm going to do the intersection option, selecting the AirTag holder first and then the disk. And I only want the AirTag circle to remain. So I'm going to check the box that deletes the rest of the AirTag file. And then I'm going to click on intersection. And there we go. There we have it. So this is what I wanted to make. They're just all I wanted to remove from that AirTag file. So now we're going to combine this new AirTag holder that we have with the Dragon Scale wallet. So even though we have that circle removed from the AirTag file, I want to still thicken the bottom of it so that way we can put it on the wallet. So I'm going to add another primitive and select the disk again. And then I'm going to merge this new circle with that disk. Same way we did before. But now we can make this new disk part larger as a base. The best way to do this is, again, we're going to Mesh Boolean, the disk and the AirTag together, but this time we're going to select the union option and we're going to combine those two files. All right, so now that we've combined the new disk with the AirTag holder that we removed from the original file, let's go ahead and make this wallet awesome. In order to be able to raise the new circle into where we want it to be on the wallet, we need to merge or assemble both that circle file and the Dragon Scale wallet file together. So now that we've merged them, we're going to position the circle where we want it. But now that we have that AirTag file with the other disk as a whole, now we can raise it up and then we can sync the base of the AirTag holder into the wallet until we're satisfied with the look. So again, we want to make sure we're not going too far into the wallet, so that way we don't want to get rid of any of the slots for any of the cards. But we also don't want the scales to poke out too far. So once you position it, we're going to then go up to the preview and we're going to just wait for it to kind of, do its thing. And then we're going to decrease the layers on the side to see exactly how it's going to print. All right, so as you can see, I have the AirTag holder positioned just right inside the wallet. It's perfect, where it's not going to any of the card slots and the scales, even though there's like one or two poking out just a little bit, but it doesn't look like it's going to do anything. So it looks like it's exactly where I want it to be. So the last thing we want to do before we send this off to the printer is, once again, let's do the Mesh Boolean feature. And this time we're going to union the wallet and the AirTag holder into that one unique file. So once you click on that union selection, depending on the designs that you're doing, depending on its complexity, this might take just a minute or two for the program to union them or to merge them together with the Mesh Boolean. So as you can see that happened here. It just took a little bit. It took a few minutes. It took a moment for it to happen, but now it's done. So here it is. Now again, we can preview it just to make sure everything looks great. And as you can see, it looks amazing. So now let's go ahead and send it off, slice it, send it off to the printer, where I'm going to use a multicolor silk filament to print the wallet.
All right, so there you have it. One unique design, one awesome print. In my case, one amazing wallet, because again, who doesn't like dragon scales with an air tag? Come on, seriously. I hope this helps you out in your 3D printing journey when it comes to create awesome, unique prints that you can print yourself and you're not restricted to anything without having to learn designing software such as Blender. If you found this helpful, or if you have any questions, or even want to share what type of designs that you've made, definitely drop a comment below. And with that, I'm Eric Sauer with Sweet and Sour 3D. I'll catch you in the next one.